We're still in the middle of a partial government shutdown, even as President Trump has used executive orders to break logjams at airports and keep money flowing for ICE and TSA. So how do we resolve the shutdown? Let's bring in Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick, member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and combat veteran. Thank you for your service, as always, Senator. I don't know about the service of Senator Thune, though, on Friday at 2 or 3 in the morning, making a deal with Democrats that I can't believe he would have read thoroughly and missed the fact that it did cut funding for ICE. How did that happen?
Well, first of all, I think we should separate two things. What the Democrats are trying to do is not fund DHS. What they're trying to do is use political theater as a way to get leverage with their radical base. So they don't really want a deal. And Chuck Schumer keeps moving the finish line. Republicans may have had some procedural differences. I don't think they have those anymore. I think there's agreement based on what I've just read today in terms of the president, the speaker, and the majority leader all on the same page to fully fund DHS. And frankly, even some of the reforms that the Democrats wanted and Republicans were agreeing to are now no longer part of the discussion because the Democrats have been so unreasonable. They don't want a deal. And so I think what's going to happen now is, if I'm understanding it correctly, is the House will vote on the Senate bill and then will ultimately move forward on a reconciliation process, which the president insists will be on his desk by June 1st, which will fully fund everything.
So the reconciliation bill will do it. Are all Republicans in the Senate on board with that?
Well, listen, I can't speak for all Republicans, but I sure think we're going to have enough votes to get that done. And the reason is as follows. Number one, it was irresponsible and disgraceful of the Democrats not to support funding DHS from the beginning. Once we became engaged in combat operations in the Middle East, the threat level went up here at home. And so you have this attack at Old Dominion University, you have this attack in Michigan. So we need DHS fully funded, the CISA, as an example, which is the cybersecurity arm of DHS. We had the biggest cyber attack on business in American history against Stryker just since the Democrats have shut down or not funded DHS. So this is a moment where you would think cooler minds would have prevailed, common sense would prevail, but the Democrats, frankly, are trying to use this as a political tool.
I quickly want to go on something you have a great interest in, which is fentanyl, and the fact that we still have, I mean, we've made great progress in fighting the drug dealers and everything, but they still, with these sanctuary cities, they can still get away with murder, literally. Hundreds of thousands of Americans have been killed by this. What can we do with the sanctuary cities that give sanction to some of the worst drug dealers in America?
Well, listen, I'm so proud of what's happened since the president came into office. I had Kash Patel here today. We're in the Lehigh Valley. And we talked about this team approach where you have the FBI leading the charge along with DEA, ATF. You have the president's leadership on negotiating with China to make sure they stop sending prefactors, the attacks on the cartels. And David, the numbers are shocking. We had, in the last year of the Biden administration, about 4,000 fentanyl deaths in Pennsylvania. They're now about, it looks like 2025 is going to be about 1,600.
We have to have you back.
So
it's
a
too
lot more
important
progress
to leave it here, but we will get